Felon Entrepreneur Podcast. I have a real AI app developer, Kyle, with me. In this episode, we're going to break down the mindset, the tools, and the real life stats he used from getting out of prison to becoming a creator in the AI space. I love to introduce this as a close personal friend of mine, Kyle. What's going on, Kyle?
What's up, man?
Good. I'm glad to have you here. I've been trying to get you down here for a minute. I want to go over some things for the guys who have gotten out of prison. I seen you get out of prison. How long's it been now? 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
So explain a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you're at now.
I went to prison for 8 years, and I got out 3 years ago, and I've just worked hard and stayed straight, and that's how I'm here.
So when you got out of prison, you ended up, did you get a job or did you start in this AI stuff, or how did that happen?
Oh, no, I didn't know anything about AI at first. I'd never used it. When I first got home, I got a regular job doing construction work, and I did that for about 2.5 years.
So you did construction work for 2.5 years. So how long have you been in the AI space creating apps and stuff?
I started doing messing with AI about 1.5 years ago.
So you've been doing AI. How long has been ChatGPT's been out?
I think ChatGPT's been out since about 2020 or 21. I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe not that long. I don't really know.
It hasn't been out that long.
No, it's been a couple of years, but I'm not sure. I think it was like 21 or 22 or something like that.
So you have full custody of your kids. You got 2 teenage boys.
Yep, got full custody.
How long was it when you got out of prison until you got custody of them?
My oldest son came to live with me about 7 months after I'd been out, and then my youngest son came a year after I'd been out.
Okay, so what are you doing now for work? You're in the AI development space, app development?
Yeah, right now I'm building websites, I'm building apps, started a business. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go through some of the stuff that you went through, because I know when I know you personally, you got out, you started fixing your credit, right? Did you have good credit when you got out of prison?
No, I didn't. My credit didn't even show up on Credit Karma when I first got out.
I do remember that. You didn't have, why wasn't it showing up?
I don't know. I don't know if it was because of the time gap, if that was what it was, or if it was just so bad that that they didn't have a number that low.
Mm-hmm. I think it was. I seen other people get out of prison that didn't have scores either. I think it has a lot to do with the time gap, especially you've been locked up 8 years.
No activity.
Yeah, no activity, and then I think with bankruptcies it's like 7 years or something like that. So I don't know if I'm not saying that you had bankruptcies or anything like that, but I think that length of time, it's like 7 years or something, stuff starts disappearing or whatever.
You
ever heard
with
that?
Bankruptcy, it depends on what type you file. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure with the credit. I'm not sure how. I think if you just go with a long time with no activity, I think it takes some activity for you to start registering on Credit Karma and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I seen you get out of prison and get business loans and stuff like that. How long was it were you out of prison before you were able to get a business loan?
Let's see. So I started a business about a year after I got out. I got my first loan probably 90 days after I started my first business.
So probably what do you think, 13 months, something like that?
Probably 15 months, yeah.
About 15 months. And how much was the first loan they gave you?
$9,000. Now, I could have done it sooner than that. If I would have went ahead and started a business right out of the gate, I could have got it a lot sooner than that. I didn't start the business until I'd been out for about a year, so...
Yeah, I was out about a year when I got my business loan. I get a lot of people in the comments are telling me, yeah, you can't get a business loan if you just got out of prison and all this other stuff. But you literally, I was there with this man the whole time. So you literally got a business loan. You was out of prison 13 months top.
Yeah, and like I said, I could have done it if I would have jumped right out and started a business right away. I mean, you do need your personal credit, so it might have took a little bit longer than that, but the sooner you get out and just jump out there and start getting your stuff going, the sooner you can get a loan. And I mean, I got a personal loan way before I got a business loan. They gave me a personal loan right after I opened a bank account, probably a month.
What was it, like $5,000 or something? Didn't they give you like
No,
$5,000?
they gave me they financed my truck, which was $8,000, and this was with terrible credit. I think at the bank my credit still wasn't showing up.
Yeah.
I
I
think
do remember something like that.
yeah, I think now one thing about that, and you remember the bank, it was
It was
the
Emerald
good
Coast.
bank.
Yeah, it was
they were messing with people and
yes.
trying to get people. I think they
Because
were
it
on
was a
the
small, it was a small
institution.
credit
Yeah,
union for
they're
like
on
a
the
small
come up.
town.
Yeah, they're on the come up
Yeah.
too. Yeah, so they were trying to get people, help people out, and therefore help themselves out. So I would say that's a really good cheat code right there, man. If you can find a good bank that's
Yeah.
kind of like starting out in its early stages. Or I'd say a bank. I mean a credit union. That's
Yeah.
what I would recommend. Find a good credit union. If you can find a small one that's just starting like that, if you can find it, that would probably be a super quick way to get what you're looking for.
So come up. So you got out of prison, you started a business, and when you got cut, I seen the whole. You literally got out. You went to a halfway house. Is that what originally you did, or
Well,
something like
yeah,
that?
it was I'm not sure what you call this place, man. It was like in the middle of the woods. It wasn't a typical halfway house, but yeah, you never went anywhere. It was some kind of like transitional place, but yeah, I started out there. I was only there 2 weeks though.
Okay, and then you went to your cousin's house,
Yes,
Corey.
yeah,
And let
Corey
you
came.
stay there for a couple months, right?
Yep.
And during this, you were working at construction.
Well, after I got to Corey's, I'd been there for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I got a job doing construction.
And then what were you doing as far as a construction job? What was your actual
We were doing residential carpentry work on really high end homes down on Island, working on multi-million-dollar homes, just doing hardcore work, man, like back-breaking work, remodeling the exterior of the homes, putting up hardy board and tearing off siding and putting up hardy board and stuff like that. And every now and then I might end up getting to do some interior work, which is still highly physical, but it's not as strenuous as exterior work.
so you're working at this construction job, you go to like a halfway house or whatever, you get out of prison, that doesn't work out. You go stay at your cousin's house for a couple weeks, you go get a construction job, right?
Yep.
Then once you had the jobs, you start popping loans, you start getting loans and stuff like that.
Well, not right away. I worked there for about a month. It was pretty quick. I mean, it was pretty quick. It was about a month and a half after I'd been working, or after I'd started the bank account, which was probably around 2 months to something like that. Yeah.
Nice. What I'm trying to do here is, we got a lot of people that are watching, and they got out of prison, or their credit sucks or whatever. These business loans are a huge way for someone to come up and give life to their dreams, especially if they're in prison. You're on like a prison bunk. You got all these business dreams and goals. You don't even know that you could literally utilize your personal credit to get large lump sums of money from the bank to put into your dreams or put into businesses.
Yeah. No, you absolutely can. And I'd say, the sooner the better as far as when you get out. Don't waste no time, man. Get right into it. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have acted quicker on that, because you absolutely can get some loans. If you go ahead and start you a business, you can buy an LLC right out the gate. You don't, I mean, uh, you don't have to have any credit or anything for that, and you can go ahead and get it, and go ahead and start building your personal credit at the same time. And then whenever you get your personal credit up a little bit, if you've already got your bank, your business and your business bank account, now that bank is going to be more familiar with your business. And I would say a smart thing to do would be take the money that you're making from your regular job, put it into your business bank account. That makes it look like you've got some motion.
Yeah, let's just leave it in there. Don't
Leave it in there as much as you can. But spend money out of your personal account, and that way it looks like you got some motion going on. That way, when you go up there to ask for a business loan, They see some activity in your account.
Yeah, no, I love it, dog. No, for real. That's the sauce right there, man. I'm trying to tell you guys. So you get the business loans, right? You're working at this construction company. Do you like it? Do you hate it? How are you feeling about this
I
at the
mean,
time?
at first I loved it just because I just got out. I loved everything. I was just happy to be out. So, I didn't hate it at first. But as I continued to work there, I started realizing that, like, man, I've already wasted so much of my life in prison. Um, I felt like I wasn't going anywhere. It was the same paycheck every week, no matter what, no matter how hard you work, it's the same thing. And I just started thinking, like, man, there's more to life than this, than working my butt off and making somebody else rich. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, how much better would it be if I worked for myself
Mm.
and made my own money? And
Mm-hmm.
then the amount of money that I make would be reflected by how hard I work. So my output would be matched by my input, which is what started making me
Mm-hmm.
really think about going into business for myself.
Nice. So you started a business. So what was the business you started?
The first business I started was a landscaping company called Yard Star.
Nice. And how did you manage to start building this business while you were still working at a construction company?
Working pretty much nonstop. When I was at my job, I was working there, and then in my spare time, I dedicated all of my spare time into building the business, learning everything about how to run a business, learning how to build websites, the whole 9 yards. Because I'd never had my own business. I'd never really been around anybody who had been in business for themselves. So there was a tremendous learning curve, to begin
Mm-hmm.
with.
And
Yeah.
how did you start? I know I'm just trying to get into this because I want these guys to know how, not that it's easy because I know it wasn't easy, but I feel like anybody could do it. And well, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. Anybody can do it. I would say that the best way to go about it, in my opinion, is to take something you're good at and figure out how to make a business out of it. Because, I mean, you can go the other route, which is if there's something you're interested in and you want to go into business doing that, yeah, I mean, you can do that. But you've got to learn about whatever it is you're interested in. If it's something that you're good at, like for me, construction work, I was good at carpentry work and building stuff. I'm not necessarily in love with the idea of doing it, but it was something that I'm good at. So I said, well, how can I turn this into a business that I can make money for myself with? I'll utilize the skills that I've got, even though it's something I don't particularly like
Mm-hmm.
doing. If I'm going to do it, I'd rather be doing it for
For
myself than
yourself.
somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you're going to do construction, you might as well work for yourself
Yeah,
more than for anybody,
that's
right?
right.
So you started building this. You started building all this back end stuff. You went and got your LLC, got your EIN number, of course, and then you started building all the websites and stuff with AI. Or how did you build the websites and stuff?
Yeah, learned how to build websites using AI. And I've built several websites since then. I built the website for my company, which is still up right
Yeah,
now. Yeah, at myyardstar.com. You can go check it out.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And what about the ads? I seen you were running ads, and you were actually getting people to hit you up on Google and everything like that. Correct?
Yeah, on Facebook
Yeah.
and
What?
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I learned how to do that as well, and that's relatively simple. I mean, if you was to just dive right into ads, yeah, you can learn that a lot quicker than you can how to build a website. But and with the technology that's out there these days, man, building ads is simpler than ever.
So would you say that? I mean, it's probably a steep learning curve for anybody, but so if you were to get out of prison, right, and you want to build you a business, right? So you go get the LLC, EIN number, all that stuff, right? But you need to build your website stuff. How would you say the most simplest way? What would a way that you could explain for someone to at least open up their mind to how easy it is to build a website for the business?
I would say that it's super easy to build a website. It's really a matter of how you want to build it, how much control you want to have over it, and what platform you want to build it on. If you want to have full control over every aspect of it, meaning that you have designed every little square inch of it, then the learning curve and the tools that you need to use to do it are more complicated. If you're just wanting to generate something to get out there and just to get up on the internet where people can visit, you can literally do that in a couple hours.
Okay, so I would say more someone's trying to get a loan, right? They want to get like a business telephone. They want a legitimate. They're trying to get a business loan, right? They just got out of prison, so they're trying to get legitimate. They want to go to the bank. They got their website and all. They just need something to pop up. What would you suggest someone uses for that?
I would suggest go to ChatGPT, and there's actually a thing on there called Website Generator. And you can you go into it, you literally describe how you want your website to be and go through the step process, and poof, it will literally magically create you a website.
So you're saying you just go to ChatGPT and there's actually like where's the tab at? Anywhere?
It's on the left-hand side. Now, sometimes it's different. You might have to go look for it. I've noticed on some people's it doesn't show up. It shows up in mine. But even if it doesn't show up, you can go find it. Just go search in the custom GPT area where they've got all that stuff at, and you can find it in there somewhere. And the thing about that is, like I said, you're not going to have as much control over it. It actually generates the website on another website called B12, and I mean, you can tweak it. You can get it. Now, if you're wanting it just like you said, just to have something to show for, it can do that for you. And if you put some more work into it, you can kind of get it how you want it. But for anything really complex, I would not recommend that.
Okay. So all right. So ChatGPT, you get a website and stuff. I know you're in the process of building an app that's probably going to change humanity. I don't want to speak too much on it because you have your own personal business going on. But from someone who got out of prison, and I know you personally, so you had no experience with AI or coding or anything like this, and now you're actually sitting there developing an app. How did you transition how did you go from construction worker to an app developer in like what, a couple of years? How did that happen?
Well, like I said, I dedicated all of my spare time into doing that. If I'm not at work or if I wasn't at my job, I was glued in front of my computer, and that's it. I mean, it takes you still got to put the work in. So I just I mean, now I will say that I do have my brother he's extremely good at all this stuff as a developer, and he did guide me in the right direction. But if you don't have anybody in your life, you can do it anyway, man. All you got to do, just go to ChatGPT, start telling it what you want to do, and it'll literally guide you in the right direction. After that, you just got to put the work in, read, and study.
I noticed something that you do that I think will help a lot of people out. Kyle literally uses multiple AIs. So like he'll have ChatGPT open, he'll have Gemini open, he'll have 3 or 4 different AIs, and he's telling each AI to do something else or to like rewrite this thing. So literally the sauce is he's just using multiple AIs to do different stuff. I think the basis of it's just with anything, you got to know the right tools. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there's tools to do everything, right?
Yeah.
But you just got to know exactly. So it's not even about as much as like app development. You just need to know what tool works for what.
Absolutely. It's just like construction work. There's a certain tool for each job that you need to get done on the site.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's the same way. Yeah, it's the same way in web development. You've got to use the right tool, and that's been true always. That was true before AI came along. There was tools that you had to use to get certain things done, and it's still true now more than ever. And the thing that AI does, it makes it a lot easier to learn how to use these tools. And in a lot of cases, you don't even have to learn how to use them. You can literally just tell the AI what you want it to do, and it'll do it. Now, that's not always the case, but in a lot of times it is. So Yeah, and so with having multiple AIs running at one time, what I like to do is I like to assign and delegate certain positions to each AI. So I'll make like ChatGPT. It'll be my senior engineer, and I'll take Gemini. It'll be my researcher. And then we'll take one of the builder apps such as Codex, and it'll be my builder. And so we literally assign a role to these AIs. And once you tell them, they assume that position. And so then you can get your researcher to go out, find all the information you need, and to make a recommendation. You take that recommendation and give it to your senior engineer, which is ChatGPT. You get it to review it and approve it. And then once it's approved, you take the finalized product and you give it to Codex, and Codex will build it.
That's dope. That's dope. So each AI has basically its own job position, its own position.
That's right.
And then that's really dope. I like that. Another thing I seen you doing that I want to bring up to the audience too. This is super slate, right? So if he gets stuck on the man literally did everything from knowing nothing, right? So if he gets stuck on his computer or something like that, he literally will take a screenshot of what he's stuck on and then paste that into ChatGPT. So take a screenshot of what's going on, like what button to push or whatever on the screen, send it over to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will break it down. Can you explain a little bit? Oh, that's a little bit of the sauce right there.
That's it. Now, you said it. That's exactly it. Just take the screenshots, give it to ChatGPT or whichever AI you're using, or give it to all of them. Actually, it'd probably be the best thing to do. And it looks at it and it reads the code. I mean, it doesn't actually see it. It reads what the code that the screenshot has, but it understands exactly what's on the screenshot. And so I use it for more than that, for more than problems. I give it screenshots for almost everything, just so that it knows exactly where we're at.
I know. I started doing that too.
It's the best.
You've inspired me, man, to like go crazy with my content, because I got all this like marketing stuff going on in the background with like emails and email drip sequences. Like this stuff's crazy, right? And it'll boggle your mind. But all I'm doing now is I'm literally sitting down with ChatGPT. I'll send it a screenshot. Ever since I seen you do that, I'm like, that's a great idea. I send it a screenshot like, this is what I'm going through. What is my next step right here? Or what do I need to do? And it's been walking me through everything. Yeah. Email marketing, everything.
It will. It'll walk you through, like if you want to learn how to be a developer. I mean, it'll teach you how to do it. You just got to put the work in. Now, I mean, it's gonna tell you what you need to do and walk you through it, but you still got to do it. You gotta read and learn, and because there's going to be times where it's only going to be able to do what you tell it to do, and if you don't know exactly what to tell it to do, then it'll make it a lot harder. So you want to be up to speed. I mean, I love learning. I love just gaining knowledge, and so it's not an issue for me. And I think that most people, once you see how quickly you can learn with it, it becomes addictive, and it's a great thing to be addicted to, because the amount of progress you can make, man, it's limitless now. It's limitless.
Do you think AI is a skill? Like, so when someone gets out of prison and they're looking for a job, do you think you would suggest that they go start learning AI stuff, or would they go get a job first and do the AI on the side, or what do you think?
Yeah, I would say do both. I mean, unless you were able to get a job where you were able to use AI, that would be the perfect situation. And you can do that if you're just getting out. I mean, when I first got out, I didn't even know what AI was. And so that wasn't on my radar. I went back to doing the same old thing that I'd always done, just get a regular job, grind it out. And, but yeah, if you're wanting to get into that, then I would say look online, try to find a remote job that allows you to do AI from home. Or if you're in a city or somewhere, there's a lot of places you can go and probably get a position as a junior developer, or starting out as an apprentice or something like that. I mean, if you got bills to pay and you need money quick, you might have to get a regular job and do what you got to do and just spend your free time learning.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of regular jobs. Like, if you can't figure it out, just go get you a
Get a
job.
job.
Ain't
Ain't no
ain't
shame
nothing
in
wrong
it.
with it.
No, ain't no shame
No,
in
it
that
just
at
ain't
all.
the it just ain't the end all be all. Like, it's not like I'm gonna work at this job for the rest of
No.
my life. It's just like, I need this for the moment. It's serving its purpose.
Yeah.
I'm able to pay my bills. Like, as long as my son's straight, bro, I'm good, bro. And I'm
Right.
sure you feel the same way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with a job.
No.
I just want to open people's minds, like whoever listening, that you could literally it's limitless on the things you could do, right? As long as you have the mindset to always keep growing and don't stay stuck in in a job, or I mean, unless you want to stay stuck in a
Right,
job, that's
yeah.
that's on you. To each his own.
Yep.
I can't do that. I need
Me
to
neither.
be able to take care of my family on a higher level. God's given me such a vision for this podcast, for my people out there, that it's mandatory that I gotta be a success in my own right with this stuff. And I just want to touch on a few things before we wrap it up. What are a few apps that somebody could download today that would change their life? And keep in mind that not everybody knows about ChatGPT and all these other stuff like that. Just keep it simple. But I want to give somebody some practical advice. What could someone use today that they could download on their phone that would be super helpful to them?
Well, of course, definitely ChatGPT. I would say Gemini 3. If you're wanting to get into coding, use ChatGPT's Codex. Canva. Canva has a really good
like
AI
Canva.
inside of it. Yeah. Notion is a really good one. That allows you to create portfolios and resumes using an AI. Um, uh, if you are developing, by all means, you need to use GitHub. It also has some AI features built into it. Let's see. That's really
I think
it. I mean,
ChatGPT and Canva are really strong ones. Let's just
yeah.
stick with those for a sec. So I know this for a fact. Canva, I learned this from him now. So what I do is I pull up ChatGPT, and of course, whenever you use ChatGPT, you have to prompt it. And for anybody who doesn't know what a prompt is, you have to literally tell ChatGPT basically the frame of mind that you want it to be in. So if you want it to be a app developer or a coder, you need, hey, ChatGPT, I need you to be a app developer with 30 years experience who's coded all kinds of websites and whatever, right? It'll literally put it in that frame of mind, and then you want to use it. But you could open up ChatGPT, right? Give it the prompt to be a app developer or a coder or a website developer, and then go to Canva, and they have an AI thing in Canva, and you could tell it to write you code. You can literally talk to ChatGPT. It's hooked up to your phone. You talk to ChatGPT, tell it to write the code for you, and for this website, whatever you want, tell it your business name, everything. You give it everything you got on your business, and it will write code. And then you copy and paste that code and go straight over into Canva AI. It'll build the website right there. You can literally buy the domain from Canva, hook it up to your site, and you're rocking and rolling. I think it took me a couple hours to build a pretty basic website one time. So that's some sauce. What's up?
Okay. Some other good ones is if you're trying to generate videos or images, definitely go to Sora 2. That's also made by OpenAI, which is who makes ChatGPT. Google's VO3 is absolutely phenomenal. That's a video generator as well.
And can they generate reels?
Yes, you can generate reels. And if you're willing to pay some money, I would say go to Kling AI. They are absolutely phenomenal. You got to pay, if you really want to get the value out of them, which that's the case with most any of these. I mean, I think Sora's free, but you might have to spend a little bit of money to really get the value out of them, but it's worth it depending on what you're doing. Kling AI is super nice, and then go to CapCut. Use CapCut. CapCut's got some AI features in it as well. I'm not really sure how advanced they are. I haven't been using CapCut that much lately because if you start using Kling's got its own editor in it and everything, and they are killing the game with video generation.
Nice. So Kling, I know Kling is good. CapCut, I'm not. If you're gonna, I feel like if you're gonna chop some reels out, Opus Clips is pretty
Oh
fine.
yeah, they're good.
Opus Clips app on your phone, you can download it. So we're gonna wrap it up. But what some advice you could give someone getting out of prison today, or within the next month or two? What's some advice that you would give somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur getting out of prison and starting their life over with?
Well, the first thing I would say is that you need to, first of all, believe in God and believe in yourself. Okay, whatever you believe in as far as God goes, that's up to you. But me personally, I would say get a relationship with God. Then believe in yourself. That's probably just as important because until you believe in yourself, you're never going to really take the necessary action that it takes. It's not a real. It's not a possibility if you don't believe in yourself. And that's how it'll be to you as well. You'll feel like, oh, this is just, if you don't really believe in yourself, you're just going to be like, this is not for me. This is somebody. It's like you think that only dreams come true for other people. Next of all, once you believe in yourself, then that opens the door to where you can start using your imagination and your creative ideas and start developing a plan. Once you get that plan, start executing that plan. Don't wait around for somebody to come and tell you what to do because they're not. And even if they do, it's probably going to be the wrong thing. Execute your plan and don't wait around on anybody to tell you anything. If you got somebody trying to give you some good advice, of course, we will take that. But if you listen to people around you, you'll never go anywhere because most people around you really don't want to see you go nowhere because they're not going anywhere. And because of that, they don't want to see anybody else go anywhere either. They don't really, I don't think a lot of people even know they do it. It's just kind of like a natural thing that people do. So just believe in yourself, listen to yourself, and move forward. Listen to the people around you that you know care about you, and never give up. That's the other thing. Never give up. Every day you're gonna need to get up before you go to bed that night. Go ahead and make your mind up that tomorrow when I get up, I'm going hard. I'm going hard from the moment I get up. And that way, when you get up tomorrow, you'll already be prepared to go. You've done planned this out. So you know it's time to get up and go hard. And you ain't going to always feel like it. Do it anyway. Get up, get to moving, because as soon as you do, once you get up and get to going, man, you'll start feeling better. And then once you start making some progress, you're going to get super excited. You're going to want to do it more, and it's going to become easier to act on these things because you're going to start seeing it come into reality and coming true. And that's just going to motivate you even more to want to keep doing it. And yeah, man, that's it.
No, that's fire, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming out. If you guys are watching, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We really appreciate you. This is episode 2. Stay tuned for episode 3.